Yes, because you're in a room of people making way more than that, and they give you that information. I'm like, man, I can't pay no $20,000, but I'm gonna do what I do and what I learned on the street. I'm just gonna stay connected. And I stayed connected and got on the email list and doing all this, and then one day something came through. Joe Polish created something called Recovery Network. Recovery Network, damn, I used to sell drugs and use drugs. Recovery, so I reached out. I mean, I'm still, like I told you, that little kid used to call it China. Never let it go. I got on the phone and I called Joe Polish. And his secretary picked up and I just went off. Oh, I've been this and that and this and that and this and that. She's like, oh, you got an incredible story. Let me talk to this person to do X, Y, and Z. And what I realized is that, man, for where I'm trying to go, if I can connect on that level, just to get an article, just to get Joe Polish to see that story in my industry, what it does, again, it gives us leverage to be able to do a little bit more. I swear to you, what happened?
They did an article on you called Strong.
You saw it?
I saw it. I watch you.
Joe Polish, you know who Richard Branson is?
No.
Richard Branson is the owner of Virgin Airlines.
Okay.
And Virgin
David
Mobile
John's
and
part
Virgin,
of
all that
it.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
but Joe Polish is the guy who does a lot of the marketing consulting for him. So he's like that guy he's
the man.
in the top places for marketing. And Joe knows
He's
his,
the man.
The
And
Genius Network is like a fellowship of speakers, motivational speakers that go around and they get like 25 G's an hour, 25 grand an
It's-
hour
yeah, it's the
to
biggest.
speak and more. Like Damon John and them 50 grand an hour to speak. And it's a huge network of top speakers. And so they ended up doing an article on him called, I forgot the whole title, but it was
The
about
man
being
is stronger than
The
drugs.
man is stronger than drugs.
But
And it was off of his recovery.
but I
Yeah, sorry.
But I think the powerful thing, going back to, like he said, easy, lucrative, fun. Success should be easy. That's what John Kokina said. If we're doing things that make our life like hard, we gotta let that go. It's like that. Something like that will make your life fun. Once you do the work and you develop the habit, you can just keep on doing what you do and you're getting checks in the mail. Same thing with what he's talking about. Once you do that and you put it out there and you let it go, you're getting checks in the mail. That's what we all trying to do. We're trying to make money while we sleep. I mean, a long time ago when they first came, before anybody was talking about internet, when the guy came and we before anybody was doing like online business, we had went with a company called Tiger Club. And Tiger Claw came in, they knew nothing. They big in the martial arts now. But at that time when they came with us, they ain't nobody know who Tiger Claw was. Y'all remember? They came in, we said, look, we can take y'all and make y'all recognized amongst the whole martial arts community because it was only Kung Fu. They came in and took all these shots and was doing all this stuff and doing a website and everything. And what was so crazy, before anybody was doing it, our students could go online and order equipment and they was drop shipping it to their house, wasn't it? We talking about a long before anybody was doing any of this, but I didn't understand
We
that.
got our check profit in the mail.
I didn't know what was going on. Even Pal and Press, them video, I don't care what nobody said about Pal and Press. I don't care what nobody said about Pal and Press.
We got our checks.
I got checks. Once I did it, I ain't have to worry about it. A check was coming in the mail. And the same thing for that book right there. Human Kinetics. So it's like, that's what you want, man. You just want to be able to do what you do and know that when you go to your mailbox, you can open it up and a check comes out. And while you sleep, some dollars could be made. And that's what they taught, and that's what Joe Polish and everybody, it's not about working hard anymore.
Right.
It's about working smart. It's about working less time. It's no longer killing yourself in the dojo like them days are old. Nobody want to do that. Nobody want to be here. I mean, what I told them, we don't even open on Saturdays. Jose, Saturdays was a killer around here, right?
Yeah.
6 a.m. death class.
6 a.m. until 4 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Competition practice.
For the last 2 years, we don't even open on Saturdays.
1 to 4 competition.
Everybody else open on Saturdays. When somebody came in, as I told you, Dave Durham, he said, man, let's look at it. The people that come on these days, don't they come? Who really comes on Saturdays? When we really look at our class, the same people that come 3 days a week during the week are the same people that take up all your time on Saturday. He said, why didn't he?
Yeah, and like we've tried like Little Ninjas class on Saturdays. We've tried beginner classes on Saturdays. We don't get them because they're either doing a lot of family things or, especially when the weather's good, you're not getting nobody up in here on a Saturday. I mean, unless we have a special event like this. then they'll come for it. But again, we let them know, like this, they knew since January 1st, you know? So you let them know, they know yearly it comes around, but it's a reminder from January 1st on, the big thing coming up, Super Fighter Weekend. Then right after this, the big thing coming up is the All-American Games in November. So they don't mind those weekends because they know and they plan it in. But on a regular basis, we might get one student in the class, and we're sitting here trying to teach one student. Now granted, they deserve our attention too, but we could be doing a lot of other things, like working on the school to make it better, to give quality service. And when he was talking about, you know, adding residual incomes and advertising and how to get your students, we don't advertise. Like, I haven't done an ad in at least a year, maybe probably more, when I look back at my record. The only ad I've done in the last 6 months was a $50 Facebook ad for Super Fighter Weekend. And it was sold out. Like, I had to take the ad, stop the ad because it was sold out. And so, other than that, we just, what he was saying, get on your business Facebook page, link it to your Twitter, link it to your Instagram. I post on Instagram and then it just goes to Facebook and Twitter and everything. We have a private Facebook group for our parents and students. I have one for just the women where I talk to him about it. It's a little rough because I'm like, feel like I'm pulling teeth sometimes to get them, you know, in the mindset, but we're there, it's my job. You know, we have the men's group, so we have different private groups that we also have. And then I have a Diva Grit one that I do, and that's a project of mine, it's coming along. I want to take my time with it, because it's special to me, and I want to take my time. Then we got our Point MMA program. So we have a lot of Facebook and social media stuff going on, but when I post it to the Instagram page, it goes to all like Facebook and Twitter and all. But I'm telling you, us just posting on there, leading by example our workouts. I mean, I have people all around like, yo, I know people in the gym looking at y'all like you crazy. I said, you know what, they probably do, I never thought about it, but it's okay, I don't really care, I'm there to make myself better. And, you know, parents love it, they're like, Master K, you show us this kick you did in the gym or whatever, how did you get your hip, like, they're starting to talk about it. And then I'm telling you, people are like, yeah, I saw your Instagram post, and I'm like, whoa, and they're coming in. I'm telling you, and John Kokita said this to us, he said, success should be organic. It should be natural. Every time, and I love the Perella group and all, and I got a lot from them, and I was paying $1,300 a month to be in this group. And what I got initially was great for me. After a while, it kind of went sideways. I felt like it got cliquey and like, it was like used car salesman stuff happening for me personally. That was my opinion. Some other people had the same opinion too. But so I was like, you know, it's just time for me to move on to a different phase.
You got the info when you went?
Yeah. So, you know, I felt like I was trying to keep up with the Joneses though also. Like everybody was buying these big houses and this and that. And I was like, oh, I gotta get 900 Facebook likes today and I gotta do that. And I was trying to kill myself keeping up with what they said success was. And I forgot what makes me happy is us being us in here. And once we went back to doing that and posting organic posts, our school is growing crazy. And like I told them, some weeks I'm like hoping like, whoa, I hope no intros come in this week because I need a second to regroup. And I know that's crazy to say, but I like knowing their names. I like knowing their parents. I like recognizing the student when they come in. I don't like coming in like, Messiah, who's that kid? Who's that kid's name? You know, did he get his belt yet?
What's wrong?
You know, did he get his uniform yet? Like, I like knowing them. And I'm telling you, those Facebook and Instagram posts and everything are gold. They're tickets of gold. The more you do it, and like he said, you don't have to put a whole video up. You can even, to get additional revenue, is to do a private group. And then, you know, you can sell memberships to that group, $10.99 a month. And you put them in that group, and then that's where you put your whole segment of training on the wooden dummy. And then you do little clips, like if you want more, I have an online group where I teach this, blah, 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 once a week. People will pay $9.99 to go in there and see you do it, you know what I'm saying? That's some side hustle pocket money for you right there. But in the process, you're gonna be building your brand. You're gonna be selling your school. And it'll take time, but it's faster than putting one of those stock images up and trying to sell people on a stock image with a word, it's not gonna sell. I put pictures, I put my Fitbit, like, we burn 900 or more calories a workout. He was like, whoa, you're not eating enough for how much you're burning. I was like, my weight loss has stopped. He's like, dude, you gotta eat more. Look at all them calories you're burning. And so I was like, for real, eat more? He was like, yeah, cause you're burning. But people, when I put it up there, people are like, yo, what kind of workouts y'all do? And then I say inbox me and we start talking or whatever. I'm telling you, it's like a domino effect. You got to get on that. Set up all your social media accounts.
Go ahead, Jose. You can say
I'm
something.
saying is because if we're talking about martial arts and the fitness industry as well too, that's what the fitness industry is doing. People are on YouTube making millions of dollars for putting up their workouts, tutorial workouts, everything. Now, as simple as you're now in a martial arts community, you have something that's so specific. People search for the stuff that that you know and do, and it's all of a sudden you put it out. It's like, okay, people will follow, and it's not just. I know we talk about the students here, like your students in your school getting those little videos. It's for them. No. It's also for people who are international that know your name. They accidentally
or
searched
want
it
to do
Right,
the wooden
everything.
dummy training and can't really afford to go to a school
Right.
or get to a school that does it because it is a unique technique. It's
Yep.
not like it's in every corner martial arts school. So you do have a lot of treasures to offer that is not in every Joe Blow's karate school. So you do have that, and that's a unique. You hold a very unique market because there's a lot of people that call like, do you do Wing Chun? A lot of people, and do you do wooden dummy? A lot of people. People are still out there searching for that stuff. They might want MMA and all this stuff too, but they still want martial arts too. It ain't dead. It ain't never gonna die. It might not be as big as basketball or gymnastics and in the Olympics, like those sports or whatever. However, I don't foresee martial arts dying in our time. I don't. Not at all.
Well, I said another thing too, like everybody think DVDs are dead, but DVDs are not dead. Everybody thought vinyl was dead. But when you go to Target sell vinyl for $30. So everything that we keep, there's still a segment of the world that hasn't converted to the internet. That's a bunch of old people that ain't going to convert, and I don't care what you do, they ain't going to convert there. But I'm kind of like the guy that used to shoot dice. So when I shoot dice, I would bet against me and bet with me. So regardless of what, I still won. So I want to do everything. People keep saying, why you keep on giving out free DVDs, man? Well, I don't care what you say. There's a segment of the world, there's a segment of the street that still get those DVDs. You understand what I'm saying? There's a segment. So it's like you want to do a little bit of everything. You know, you don't want to stop doing any of it because you might get a client over here that when everybody stopped doing all of this, everybody say, ain't nobody reading books. Well, people are still reading books. I don't care what nobody say. Books are still selling, you know, and then there's some people that don't read books, you know. So I want the best of both worlds. I want to be on social media. I don't want to be on social media. So, you know, I think it's important for us to understand that. And this right here, this ain't nothing new, guys. If we study the martial arts, I'll just use Bruce Lee. We use Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris won tournaments, opened up a school, wrote books. See, when you won a tournament, your next big thing was to be on the cover of a magazine. Then the next big thing was to write a book. Then the next big thing was to do a movie. Before you know it, you had this lineage of things that was going on where money was coming back from. So I ain't creating nothing new. I'm just doing exactly what everybody else before us did. And when you think of Tony Robbins and all of them, we understand that all these other things might not give you immediate money, but when you write a book, now you can go into places where you never could go to before. Because now you become the authority in your community because you wrote a book. It's funny, like she said at the mayor's office, I told her one day I was dropping off the kids, and the lady that runs something over there at the mayor, some big thing, she said, hey, Mr. Johnson, when can you come to the police station and do a seminar for us? I'm like, what? I mean, it'd be random stuff. The mayor just come up to you like, hey, what's going on, Willie? Come over and talk to me. So she said, can you come over sometime in May and do a seminar for me? So I came and I told her, I said, they just asked me to do a street combat seminar. So I went home and I got a book. Next time I got out the car, dropping off after school kids, I gave her the book. And then the next time she seen me, she said, hey, I read that whole book. That's a good book. How can I get 10 of those books and do a seminar? So she just sent you an invoice for 10 books. I don't care. Because what I do with the books, and I stole it from somebody, is this guy, he created something called Buy a Shoe, Give a Shoe. Every time somebody buy a book, I'm going to give a book away to a kid in the inner city. So now how many people going to buy the book? You understand what I'm saying? So it's like all these things are just vehicles to get inside. And when she first said, like, when I first realized she was, and now honestly, that's why I told her, hold on the invoice. She said, they just sent me this invoice. Do you want me to send it back? I said, hold up, wait for a minute.
Done sent me like 4 more emails.
So
We're trying to pay you.
So normally I charge like for something like this, probably like $2,500. So my mind started, you know how mind's gonna say, oh, well if they're gonna write a check for the books, maybe I need to send back like 50% off for the seminar. That's why you need. So my wife, so when Miss Karen said, hey, they want this invoice back right now. So then I said, all right, go ahead and send the invoice. So my little bubble went down. But once again, it's not, you have to go back and realize that it wasn't about the money. It's about the connection, because no telling where that's going to lead to beyond that point. And we're in the police station, teaching street combat. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But it also, again, it's that full circle effect, because at our All-American game, the mayor came there, gave us a proclamation and keys to the city for me and him, and he sat down there for hours taking pictures of the kids competing, watching them compete like he was a regular little spectator in the crowd. And I'm like, yo, the mayor is still sitting here just watching, like he's just chilling over there, watching all these kids compete and everything. Right. So now he'll do whatever he can to support our school and us in the community, because he sees what those kids were in there doing with fitness and self-defense and all this other stuff. He couldn't believe our kids' crazy athletic competition. And like, they just bend over backwards for it. So yeah, you might have only sold 10 books to them, but what's the next thing gonna happen? You know, he had breakfast with the police commissioner. So it's like, you gotta look at these things. You're an ex-felon. His story is so powerful. He's now working with the police and the police commissioner and the mayor. So you got to look at those things more than just selling a 10-book invoice. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you're walking in the parade and the mayor's yelling out to everybody, I'm one of their black belts, I'm one of their black belts. And I was like, whoa, the mayor is like hyped about being a part of us. Like, how cool is that? You know, so it's a lot. It's a good feeling, because again, it goes back to that community base where we're providing a service for our community and our mats are full. You know, and we're blessed because of it. So it might be a 10-book invoice.
But I think the beautiful thing, going back to the authentic story, I'll tell the man them that one day. Because that's just, once again, to be a real warrior in life, you got to be honest about what you be thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because your mind be playing tricks on you. So to be able to say, oh man, you know it's normally cost $2,500, and I was ready for $2,500, but I went on and did the 10 books. So it becomes a joke. It becomes a thing. But guess what? Because you got to remember that. You got to plant the seed of what you're really worth too. You understand what I'm saying? You can't just, and that's the problem we used to do. We always do it for free, and you're afraid to tell them what your really worth is, but some kind of way in the next conversation, even when I'm teaching, man, y'all getting like a 25, you know you ain't going to say it that way, but you said it in a way where, whoa, we get this, it costs what? And you gave me all of that? And then next time they call you, one day that all that free stuff ends up paying out and to become, you know, something that you can get money for. I mean, like Mr. Shane here filming. We film everything. You know, the goal is to do movies. Without him, we wouldn't be doing a TV show with that long TV. The kids kit that we do with Point MMA. Without him, we wouldn't do that. Everything that we got, he done filmed everything. We got interviews with people. I mean, everything, don't you? You know, and then it's like, all right, what we going to do? Well, we're going to do a movie. That's, you know, because that's our ultimate goal. How do we take it to the next level? We don't need Hollywood to do what we want to do. We can do it right in our own comfort of our own home. But once again, how you create those collaborations? How you come together with somebody that has a skill, like you were saying. He has a skill. That's his skill. He's a professional filmmaker. How do we bring that value to the martial arts industry, so when it's time and the right moment come, we can now come in with somebody that's a professional in the area that I'm not good at, but I can talk in the area that I am good at, and we create a marriage. And that's what this whole fellowship is. If we all stick together, just like Jose, I mean, imagine you now got a professional consultant that can handle